Anthony Hartwig here with another Parity Girls basketball player profile. We're joined by district champion, senior captain, Rosalind Tharp. Thank you so much for coming on talking to us today, Rosalind.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's talk about first senior season. I mean, everything's kind of coming at you 100 miles an hour. It's the last year. You've had senior night. You've played your last home game. A lot of kind of emotions come along with all that. How have you kind of navigated trying to, deal with all the emotions that senior year brings?
Honestly, I think the emotions of thinking that it's coming to an end have pushed me harder to wanna keep going farther in the tournament, and I'm just so thankful for this team this year.
We've talked to a lot of seniors, and some of them are in the camp where they're like, "Hey, I'm not even going to think about it, that it's my last year until the last game," and some of them let that sink into them. Maybe senior night, somewhere down the line. Do you think you're someone that has let that sink into their mind that it's your last year, or have you tried to take this year like any other season and not really think about that it's the last season?
I think I try to let it not think about it, but on senior night kind of hit me a little bit that it's coming to an end. But I think since senior night, it's just been a factor that's helped me want to try harder and keep pushing the rest of the season.
This Perry team winning a district championship. We talked to a couple of players, well, before you, of course, and last year it didn't end the way you guys wanted it to. What was kind of the driving force behind the success this year so far?
I think having a team that we all bonded really well since the beginning, and obviously we started off rocky, but us seniors, we lost the district final our sophomore year. Freshman year, we didn't play much, but last year didn't go our way. So I think this year was just kind of like a comeback. We just really wanted this district title.
How much do you think went into the summer and the preseason, getting ready for this season? Like, how hungry was this team to get back to that district championship that you guys were at in your sophomore season and win it this time around?
Honestly, a lot. This past summer, everyone on our team I think does another sport or multiple sports, but everyone showed up. We had a bunch of scrimmages. We played a bunch of hard teams. I think we played brush over the summer. Everyone was pushing since July. Open gyms, extra shooting. Everyone's always wanting to be up in the gym.
You go and you make it to that goal. You make it to that district championship. Before the game, were there nerves for you, or were you pretty excited to get out there? Like, how do you feel going into this district championship game with a chance to, like you said, kind of get a little bit of redemption from your sophomore season?
There was definitely some nerves on the bus ride out there, but once we stepped on the court, once we got our pregame in, I think it was kind of just the adrenaline hit. Let's just go.
It was a very defensive game. You look at the final score, 38-28. Not a lot of scoring. Scoring was at a premium. What was it like going through the rhythm of that game and trying to kind of just navigate it, stay confident through some offensive lows, and keep that defensive pressure up as much as you guys did?
I think it's our defense is huge on why we win games, but on our offensive end in that game, I think we just needed to stay controlled. Don't they're really pressured defensive team just like us, so I think we just controlled the ball better. We didn't freak out when pressure came at us, and I think that's what led to our win.
When you think about this year and being a captain and being a leader and having those responsibilities kind of put on you more this year, what were some things that you tried to do this year to be a better leader and to be that leader the team needed and the captain that they deserved?
I think I just try to push people at practice. We have freshmen that are big roles in our program this year, so I think pushing them, not treating them like freshmen necessarily. Like Emily, I push her in practice every day. Even from the beginning, I'm always up on her, and that's what I think has grown, especially Sophie and Emily throughout the year. It's just being on the freshmen, but also being their friend off the court. With team dinners and stuff, us three captains have planned we've done a bunch of team dinners, and I think that's what made our team so much stronger.
Were you excited to kind of start this year and to be that leader and to be that captain? Is that kind of one of those things that you were excited to do?
Yeah, that kind of pushed my drive this year. I mean, um, basketball's never really been my sport, but sophomore year, it kind of and then just being a captain when my sophomore year, the captains were huge people in my life. So just to be that captain for the younger players is huge.
And of course, you're not the only leader. You have other captains that you can look for. What's it like to lead with them and to go through this season with your fellow seniors that you've been through all of this ride with?
I'm so grateful for them. We've played together since third grade. We played under Coach Infalvi and Coach Austin since third grade, so I think it's just been like the best experience for all of us.
I like that you bring up that you've been coached by Coach Infalvi since third grade, because a lot of girls or guys go into high school and they have to get acclimated to a new coach or a new system. And you go into high school, you know exactly what Coach Infalvi's about. What was that like for you, and what kind of benefit was it for you to know exactly what you were getting into when you got into the high school program?
I think it was like a great experience. Both Coach Austin and Infalvi have been like huge people, I think, in all of our lives, all growing up. Like Coach Infalvi had a daughter that played basketball that's in our grade, and then obviously Audrey. And so just knowing that like they're gonna push us, they're not gonna like go easy on us is what makes us all better players.
Was there a moment this season where this team kind of started to really feel like they were putting together something special, and a district championship was a tangible goal that you had?
Honestly, I think our win against Richmond Heights was a big like peak in our season. We knew we had to beat them to clinch the CVC title. So that second game, I think that's when we started on like our like winning streak.
Let's talk about some things about this team. I mean, what are some things that make this group of girls so special to you? What are some things that you think you cherish about your teammates?
I think I like the fact that like they're not just my teammates. Like we're all friends off the court. I feel like, and I feel like a lot of teams don't have that. Like a lot of teams, like you don't really talk till you get to practice. But like I think our team, like at school, if we see each other, we're always like walking the halls together or hanging out outside of practices and games.
Who is one player that you think you've gotten really close to this year that maybe last year or maybe a year before you weren't necessarily as close with, and that you got really a good relationship with them this year?
Well, obviously, my cousins and Audrey have been closest since we were younger, but Sophie Savant, she's a freshman. I just think that the two freshmen, all the freshmen, even the girls on JV, like it's been so easy to bond with them, which a lot of times freshmen you don't have that. Like they're kind of like quieter, but like once we opened up to all of them, I think we've all become great friends. But Sophie Savant.
Speaking of freshmen, reflect on your freshman year and how much you think you've grown and changed. What are some big differences that you see in yourself between freshman and senior season?
I think I became a lot more confident on the court. I feel like freshman year, freshman year I also didn't really like basketball, to be honest. Sophomore year is when I really started loving it, but so I think that's part of the reason I became a way more confident player and throughout the whole game.
So what was it sophomore year that made you kind of lock into basketball? What happened that year that made you fall in love with it?
The older girls, the seniors that year became like some of our best friends, and um, we went to Florida that year, and I think that was like part of the trip just made me like love the sport.
So you go through a very grinding season. You win the conference. You get that win over Richmond Heights, and then you win this district championship. And now you're getting ready for a regional. I asked Victoria this too. What's it been like to kind of celebrate that, but also realize there's still business to be had. There's still work to be done. Now it's the next goal up, and get ready for this regional game.
I think it's been great. Obviously, Saturday, did we play Saturday? On Saturday, we celebrated. We were all so happy. We went at team dinner last night, but we knew today we just had to get back into it, keep our intensity up. Like we can't let down now.
What was the celebration like when you win a district championship? What do you remember the most about the celebration of being able to cut down those nets and to be able to call yourself champions?
Everyone just like coming together, like the whole team. All of our parents just surrounded the court, and it was just like a crazy experience. I think I honestly like started crying because like it could have been us. Like we could have gone home, and like that could have been our last game.
Mm-hmm. You look at Perry as a school system, and you look at the athletics room, and you see very talented athletes in every sport and very successful athletes in every sport. What's it like to kind of look around and see all these different teams doing their thing, and now you can be saying, "Hey, the girls' basketball team is doing their thing too, winning a district championship." What's it like to kind of be in that ring of excellence that we've seen from Perry athletics over the years?
Honestly, it's great. It's part of like the Perry atmosphere. Everyone comes and supports each other. Like I'm at every boys game. Some of the boys come to our games, and like football games are always like that. Like just supporting everyone. I feel like everyone supports everyone when it comes to the athletes at Perry.
What's your favorite sport to go and watch and be a part of the student section for?
Boys basketball.
Yeah, you don't have to be out in the cold for football. Football's fun,
Yeah.
and your football team is absolutely fun. but it gets kind of cold, right?
Hmm.
You know, no one's about that life.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about some things outside of basketball. What are some of your favorite subjects in the school?
Like school subjects.
Yeah.
Math and science definitely are my favorites.
Do you have like a branch? Because math, there's so many branches of math, so many branches of science. Do you have like a branch of math that you really enjoy, or is it just any kind of math?
Calculus and geometry.
Hmm. And what about science too? Like any kind of science, or is there a branch of science that you really enjoy?
Biology.
Do you have a favorite teacher that you've had in your high school career?
Probably Mr. Dixon or Mr. Kineski.
All right, now I'm gonna flip it, and I never like to word this as least favorite class. I don't want to throw shade out of teachers out there, but what's the class that really made you work hard, made you grind out to get a good grade?
AP chemistry.
Anything with that AP in front of it, you know it's gonna
Yeah.
be tough. Um, when you think about, you graduate in a couple of months and you reflect on everything you've been able to do, whether it be in sports, in school, what are some things that you're gonna be really proud of yourself for being able to accomplish?
Um, I passed like majority of my AP tests throughout high school. I've taken I think 5 last year, before last year, and this year I'll be taking 2 more. So just the fact that I could pass those and get out of some college courses freshman year to ease up my freshman year of college, I think I'm so proud of.
All right, Rosalind, we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions to get to know you a little bit before we let you go.
Okay.
And my first one is, what's the pregame playlist for you look like? What are some songs or artists that really get you amped up and ready to go?
Funny because my team always hates my playlist, but I like Drake. Drake just came out with a new album. And then kind of the old songs that like they're like rap. Like we listen to Rolex, if you know what that song is, and like those songs always get us like hype because we're always just like joking around. It like relaxes us before the games.
So why are they hating on your playlist?
I don't know.
Is it the Drake? Is it like they're not Drake fans
I
out
don't
there?
know what they don't like.
Man, that's don't throw shade at Rosalind. How much does your pregame playlist kind of reflect like your everyday playlist? Like, do you have songs that are only for pregame hype, or is that kind of the music you listen to all the time?
No, majority outside of basketball, I listen to country. I
Mhm.
mean, I do listen to like Drake, but like not a lot of rap, like the basketball playlist is.
If we took you to karaoke night, what would be like your go-to karaoke song?
Um, 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 Stay. It's an old song. Me and my cousins used to sing it all the time,
All
though.
right. Well, nothing wrong with it. There's no judgment here. And I'm even going to give you a little bit of time to kind of fire back a little bit at the teammates, right? So, who's someone on the team that you would never let have the aux cord in your car?
Victoria Lynch.
There you go. It's your turn to get some revenge. All right. Let's talk about favorite desserts. Sweet tooth. I know athletes like to stay healthy, but you got to have a sweet tooth a little bit. So, what's some of your favorite snacks or desserts?
Snacks, True Fruit, if you know what that is.
Hmm.
Um, Probably like just like ice cream, any kind of ice
Any
cream.
kind of ice cream. Like, doesn't matter what flavor, just give me ice cream.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite brand of ice cream or a favorite place to get it from?
Ben and Jerry's.
There you go. Okay. And then while we're on that same kind of track, one of the big parts of road games for an athlete is snack bags. Which parent brings the best snack bag?
Mrs. Winters, Peyton's mom.
And what makes it top tier? Like, what's in that snack bag that okay, it's going to be a good day?
She always gives like a bunch of different things. Like if I don't want like a full meal, there's always like a snack. There's always a drink. There's always like waters if you don't want like a juice box or a Gatorade.
Options. Gotta have options with a snack bag. Rosalind, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to kind of give a shout out and give a thank yous to the people in your life that have gotten you to where you are and have been there for you. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the time to just give out the thank yous that you want to the people in your life.
Starting, I want to thank Coach Infalvi, Coach Austin, and Coach Rosati for the past 4 years, and Coach Austin and Infalvi for coaching me since 3rd grade. I want to thank my parents for always supporting me throughout any sport, any academics, anything I do. My cousins and my aunt, and then this team this year and the teams throughout the past 4 years have been so supportive and gotten me where I am today.
All right, Rosalind, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We want to wish you the best of luck in this regional round, and we hope that this run goes as far as it can. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.